You've seen the memes, you've heard the jokes. But is Mommie Dearest really that bad, or is it just misunderstood? Let's untangle the drama, the camp, and the chaos of this cult classic that's been dividing audiences for decades. Welcome to Real Talk, the channel where we spill the tea on movies and TV with sass, wit, and zero sugarcoating. Okay, so here's the backstory. Mommie Dearest is based on Christina Crawford's memoir of the same name. Published in 1978, just 1 year after Joan Crawford's death, this book blew up, airing all the family's dirty laundry. Christina claimed her adoptive mother, legendary actress Joan Crawford, was abusive, controlling, and obsessed with perfection. Yikes, right? And let's not forget, Joan disinherited Christina with a cryptic note about reasons well known to them. Drama much? I mean, come on. If that's not Hollywood drama, I don't know what is. Did Joan know Christina was cooking up this tell-all? Probably. But let's be real. Joan Crawford was one of the biggest stars in old Hollywood, a total icon. So naturally, this memoir rocked the industry. Fans were shocked, Joan's other adopted twins called it a complete lie, and even Christina's ex-husband chimed in, saying Joan had been nothing but kind. And then there's Bette Davis, Joan's lifelong nemesis, who surprisingly defended her. She said, "I wasn't Miss Crawford's biggest fan, but what she didn't deserve was that detestable book written by her daughter. I've forgotten her name. Horrible." When Miss David sides with you, you know it's serious. Fast forward to 1981, when the memoir was turned into a film starring Faye Dunaway as Joan Crawford. Now on paper, this sounds like a recipe for success. Faye Dunaway, fresh off her Oscar win for Network, playing a Hollywood legend in a juicy, scandalous story. Total Oscar bait, right? Wrong, the movie tanked. Instead of becoming an award-winning masterpiece, it became a campy disaster, and possibly the most unintentional comedy in Hollywood history. The movie kicks off with a bang, or rather a scrub. Joan's morning beauty routine is introduced, and honestly, it's horrifying. Picture this: waking up before sunrise, vigorously scrubbing your arms, hands, and face with scalding hot water. God have mercy. And just when you think she's done, nope, she dives into a basin of icy cold ice cubes to tighten her face. Was this real? Who knows? But if that's what it took to maintain Joan Crawford's flawless image, I'd be tapping out by day one. This opening isn't just about her skincare, it's about perfection. Joan Crawford wasn't just chasing youth or beauty. She was chasing control in a world that constantly tried to take it from her. Then we shift to her longing for children. After multiple miscarriages, Joan feels like her life is missing something she can't control through beauty routines or career accolades. With the help of her lawyer/lover, she adopts baby Christina, promising to give her all the things I never had. A touching sentiment, sure, but knowing what's coming, you can't help but cringe a little. Because spoiler alert, Joan's idea of all the things I never had is a little intense. Joan's heartfelt promise to Christina quickly spirals into something Christina just couldn't handle. In the movie, Joan is portrayed as a perfectionist with a hefty side of OCD. Case in point, we see her scrubbing the floor herself, on her knees, because apparently no one else can do it right. It's intense. And then the tension kicks in. Joan starts pushing Christina to excel in everything. It's not just about good grades or perfect posture. Joan demands perfection at every turn. The scene where Joan cuts Christina's hair? Yikes. According to the movie, Joan felt insecure and even offended when Christina mimicked her with makeup. But instead of having a heart-to-heart like a regular parent, Joan grabs the scissors and chops Christina's hair. Brutal. I know. Before we get into the wire hanger scene, let's talk about the eyebrows. Joan Crawford was known for her bold, dramatic brows. In her memoir, My Way of Life, she even said women could reshape their faces with makeup, something she did famously. But in the movie, the eyebrows are a lot. Sometimes they're thick, sometimes they're barely there. It's like the makeup department couldn't decide if they were honoring Joan's signature look or just winging it. Honestly, the inconsistency is a metaphor for the entire movie. Chaotic, confusing, and weirdly entertaining. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. No wire hangers. This scene is everything. Faye Dunaway, in full facial cream, storms into Christina's room and unleashes one of the most over-the-top performances I've ever seen. The voice, the aggression, the sheer drama. At first, you're horrified. This is straight-up child abuse, and it's deeply uncomfortable. But then, 5 seconds later, you're laughing because the whole thing is just so extra. It's giving Broadway energy, like Faye's trying to make sure the people in the cheap seats can see her veins popping. This scene alone tanked Faye's career. And fun fact, It also tanked wire hanger business. I kid you not. Women everywhere swore off wire hangers after this movie. The irony? Christina later confirmed the hanger meltdown was real, but not the over-the-top dramatics we see in the movie. No hangers were actually involved in the beating, it was pure Hollywood fiction. Classic Tinseltown, right? Turn a real-life scolding into campy chaos. Another infamous scene. Joan loses her mind after being let go by MGM and chops down her rose garden with an axe. Dramatic, yes. True? Absolutely not. In real life, Joan and MGM parted ways amicably, no axes involved. But Hollywood loves to crank up the drama, so here we are. And honestly, the movie missed the mark by not showing why Joan acted the way she did. Sure, she's portrayed as obsessive and cruel, but there's no context. Was it trauma? The pressure of being a woman in cutthroat Hollywood? We'll never know because the film doesn't bother to explain. Instead, it paints her as a one-note villain, which feels unfair. Here's my take. Joan probably had good intentions. She wanted her kids to thrive. But her methods? Oh boy. Let's not forget the scene where Christopher is strapped to his bed for sleepwalking. It's horrifying, but again, there's no explanation. Instead of exploring Joan's reasoning, the movie just makes her look like a deranged control freak. It's a missed opportunity to show the human side of her struggles. Let's talk about Faye Dunaway. She went into this movie thinking it would be her second Oscar. Instead, it was her career's downfall. The overacting, the chaotic direction, the unintentional comedy. It all backfired spectacularly. Paramount even started marketing the movie as a comedy after audiences couldn't stop laughing at the wrong moments. People brought wire hangers to screenings like it was the Rocky Horror Picture Show. She once called this role a career destroyer, and honestly, she's not wrong. In one interview, Faye Dunaway said the movie was made into camp. The movie's tone is so over the top that it's hard to take it seriously. But here's the thing. Was it the direction, the editing, or did Faye's performance just tip the scales? Either way, what was supposed to be Oscar bait turned into a camp classic, and I'm not sure that's the legacy she was aiming for. Was Mommie Dearest supposed to be an Oscar-worthy drama? Absolutely. Did it end up as an unintentional comedy? You bet. Is it worth watching? 100%. Whether you're here for the camp, the drama, or just to understand the memes, Mommie Dearest is a must-watch. Just maybe not for the reasons the filmmakers intended. One thing's for sure, though, this movie didn't just take creative liberties. It took down 2 Hollywood legends in the process. One of my friends even confessed she watched it just so she wouldn't feel left out at the pub when everyone started quoting the wire hanger scene. Relatable, right? For me, it's bad, like really bad. But at the same time, it's iconic. A glorious, messy train wreck you just can't look away from. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. What about you? Is it so bad it's good, or just plain bad? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, and join me for more real talk.